Your Voice, Shropshire Disability Network Newsletter, May 2011. Does your organisation's news appear in Your Voice? We're here to provide a collective voice for disabled people across Shropshire, and that includes your news and events. Just send us your newsletter or details of anything you want to publicise. You can email us at newsletter@shropshire-disability.net. Walk and Roll rumbles along to make money and news. The Walk and Roll in Shrewsbury Quarry was a great success in several ways. First, people had a lot of fun. Second, they raised a lot of money. Third, a photographer came from the Chronicle, so there were high hopes of publicity to look out for. And fourth, we got to doing our walking and rolling in front of passers-by out enjoying the sunshine. There were a lot of people in the quarry, so once again we've been seen in action, and Shropshire Disability Network is that bit better known. We've raised £740 for the SDN funds, which is a brilliant effort, with just 11 walk and rollers taking part. Thanks to everyone who contributed in any way to making the event happen, not least the participants, of course. We really appreciate St John's Ambulance being in attendance, and Shrewsbury Athletics Club and Shrewsbury Rotary Club for assisting with marshalling. Thanks also to the town crier Martin Wood for starting the event. Many thanks to all of you for your time and effort. Ruby Hartshorn. Founding editor Sally says farewell. Sally has given up her role as editor of the newsletter, which must have been a hard decision as it was she who founded it and made it what it is. Praising Sally for her hard work as founding editor, Jeff said that she had made an outstanding contribution to the work of SDN. Since joining us to become our newsletter editor, you've produced 10 vibrant issues which have been admired by many, and also done a vast amount of work populating the SDN website, he said. In addition, your contributions to the steering group and our general meetings have been invaluable, not to mention your help with the walk and roll and many other of our activities. We will miss you greatly and send you every good wish for the future. The Cuts. Who's bleeding? Here we look at different aspects of what the spending cuts are doing to those with disabilities. The Equality and Human Rights Commission, EHRC, is threatened with massive cuts, up to 55% of its budget, and there are fears that such devastating cuts could undo 30 years of equalities work in the UK at a time when many will be vulnerable to exploitation. The EHRC may be unable to enforce equality law, and it will have to slash advice services to public and its essential work with communities. The cuts will mean an end to the EHRC regional teams, which will drastically affect its work on transfer of expertise, evidence gathering, monitoring rollout of public sector duties, and building local partnerships to hold local bodies to account. The cuts will also mean a loss to the EHRC helpline and its grants function, which has supported hundreds of grassroots organisations across the country. There's an online petition against the EHRC cuts, and the Unison Branch Equality Officer, Hilary Mellor, is urging as many people as possible to sign. It's at the following website: www.gopetition.com/petition/43944. The Hardest Hit campaign is organising a day of protest in London on the 11th of May. There will be a march, a rally and a chance to lobby MPs. RNIB, with the support of Leonard Cheshire Disability, is leading on the organisation of the march. UKDPC is leading on the rally. Grange Centre campaign is not over, despite vote for closure. Among the many aspects of the campaign against the cuts that come together in Shropshire Fights Back is the Shropshire Cares campaign, which seeks directly to challenge the cuts imposed on the elderly and people with disabilities across the county. Coordinator Nikki Clark gathered more than 1,000 signatures on a petition to save the Grange Day Care Centre for adults with disabilities in Shrewsbury. Although Shropshire councillors recently voted for it to close, Nikki says she will not give up the fight to save the centre. To find out more, you can go to www.shropshirefightsback.org.uk. Dance companies' funding is axed by Arts Council. Shropshire's Blue-Eyed Soul Dance Company is to lose all its funding from the Arts Council in England in 2012, a decision which Artistic Director Rachel Freeman says is both bitterly disappointing and mystifying. She says, "Whilst we understand the need to reduce spending, we are mystified at the axing of many exceptional arts organisations. I believe the Arts Council's action represents a step backwards for inclusive arts and once more creates a barrier for disabled people taking part in the arts and culture of the UK. The company has been delivering work to exceptional standards and integrity for the last 16 years. From its base in Shropshire, the company has produced innovative performance work that's met with international acclaim, nurtured disabled dancers to enter the professional dance world, and provided training and access to the arts for disabled and non-disabled people of all ages through its education programme. The company's international links, most recently in China, USA, and with Epic Arts Cambodia, has given it opportunities to both share its successful ways of working and keep attuned with the international dance sector. The company has met with Arts Council England to discuss the decision to cut funding, highlighting to them the value for money we offer and the importance of inclusive and community arts in the UK. We will continue to talk to ACE and remain in an open discussion with them about funding streams which may be available. Above all, the company is committed to realising its artistic vision of creating a level playing field and to continue provision for many individuals and groups we work with. During 2009-2010, Blue-Eyed Soul Dance worked with over 3,000 people of all ages and abilities in 181 workshop sessions. It continues to receive many requests for workshops and training from groups and schools across the UK, along with students keen to learn about its approach to inclusive dance. 2010-2011 has seen an increase in youth dance provision across Shropshire, Telford and Wrekin, providing after-school activity, regular clubs fusing contemporary dance and street dance, exciting collaborative work with digital artists, and aerial flying dance workshops providing new ways of moving, particularly for those with multiple and complex needs. Like youth dance members performed at the Telford Dance Showcase, and Rachel Freeman has been invited to attend a Queen's reception at Buckingham Palace in recognition of the company's pioneering work with children and young people. In 2010, Blue-Eyed Soul Dance launched Dance Transformations, a development programme which addresses the barriers for choreographers with disabilities and is a part of Dancing for the Games, working in partnership with Coventry University's ICE Lab and supported by Dance Exchange. The programme has been hugely successful to date. What the government doesn't seem to give. The government doesn't give ATOS. So said a placard held by a marcher on the recent March for the Alternative in London. Atos is the company with a £5 million contract with the government. It's a French company that normally provides computing solutions. They will be testing those on incapacity benefits with a view to moving them to cheaper JSA job seekers allowance if the claimants are deemed fit for work. Once on JSA, claimants will be under the rules concerning JSA, including coercion into accepting work. Controversy surrounds the assessments themselves. It's a computer-based test in which you are asked questions and your answers are then chosen from multiple choices. You are then given a score which you do not see but is sent to the DWP. The tests are not usually undertaken by doctors, but by nurses. A computer program is used which does not take into account any personal medical opinion. Indeed, the person's medical notes are not even normally consulted, and people are having to travel up to 90 minutes to get appointments. Not good when you don't feel well. Shropshire Fights Back member and cancer sufferer Colin Dickinson from Shrewsbury recently underwent a work capability assessment. He's aware of discrepancies as reported on the internet between what happens at the assessment and what is sent to the DWP. He therefore requested to record the interview with the intervention from his MP he was allowed to record. Colin says, "I was diagnosed with cancer last year following a series of illnesses and have been called for a work capability assessment. I was initially denied disability living allowance, and the stress with being called for an assessment has made my depression and anxiety problems worse. I'm being allowed to record my interview, and if anyone else wants to help with this, please get in touch with me. It is important you notify Atos straight away that you intend to record, and don't be put off. Because they allowed me to do it, they cannot stop you either. We may not be able to stop this, but together we can put up a fight." Check out this website to see what the Employment and Support Allowances regulations look like. www.legislation.gov.uk/UKSI/2011/schedule/228/view=plain. New coalition voices fears over cuts. A new coalition, the hardest hit, has risen to voice the concerns of those who often have no voice that's heard among those who run the nation. The campaign has been launched to speak out at government proposals around disability benefits, such as the cuts proposed to disability living allowance. The hardest hit is behind a day of action on the 11th of May in Westminster and is encouraging people affected by Parkinson's to take part in this. Their website is www.hardesthit.org.uk. Parkinson's is mentioned, particularly because Parkinson's UK has sent us this information. It is organising a contingent of people with Parkinson's for the 11th of May and is looking for maximum support. Anyone wanting to attend the day of action needs to register online at e-activist.com or contact campaigns@parkinsons.org.uk, or you can call 02079 639 307.